ko bono e ma e wo bono de omo kan de memma e wo bono enso so e kan ye na ohwe de omo kan na e ma pa se NPP Dr. Baumia memma e wo NPP amanyo kuo no no o kan nyina bom okay ma me regions nyina ye regions ye na fe no abase de be na obetime hu e ma ne memma wo NPP amanyo kuo no de wonom e kan de wonom ese enti bono de e na ye de ama no eti quick one no just ye be call the next one no bono east e de na ya hwese de honom de nso no eti bono east de no nso enie e bono no onya 42.4% here can da compare ko Agyapong bono de 52.4% but oba bono east de no me pese nko se na pese de nkomo nie pese ohwe mantam na ben no mantam na bobo ho na wo say kasa no mo kan no kasa kro no the kind of communication how they communicate about NPP internal elections na regions na bobo ho no wo say kasa na o mo kan no enya kasa say o katwa na o kan fantio but political language o mo kan wa NPP mu no kasa wu ekoso no say na wono mo esi efa no pa ewo nsusanso bi ewo mantam na bobo ho no nkomodie na o mantam ba ko no ekọ na atane atamantam no nso emu ana o ya bono easter say na bono east dia no so etie ye wa Canada Japan kwa 45.8%, Dr. Baumia kwa 50.1%, Dr. Blachampon 1.9%, Dr. Yoduchum also ekura 2.2%. Sana na eno so etie ewo bono east edie no mu enti sa we bono na nkasa na yewra Canada komprekun LED ye ewo bono ba oba bono easter na Dr. Baumia enso ebe lidi no ewo bono east enti mantam yenu na ebo ho no difference a ewo mu eno no but ohwe Dr. Blachampon de na still 1.9 mantam yenu ni nyina no 1.9 oba Dr. Yoduchum increase the vote no ewo bono east or add 1% to de onya ewo bono 2.1 oba bono east obenya 2.2%. Address no vote no oba bono east ayiraye na kokodi hifa cause okobono na fajo address nya 0.2%. Baba bono east na
I'm trying to say me pet in previous way, no?
Okay.
Or like you say, in all these ones, I'm not going to Japan is appreciating there.
Yes.
Even from the Bono East, you know, that is my constituency, okay. My region, no? Around the general primaries, you know, the percentage was somewhere around 32%.
2%.
Yeah, then.
Oh, Bono.
Yeah, Bono East.
Bono East. Okay.
Yeah, so what could they compare and 45 now? You realize, and with the sentiment that is down there, no? It doesn't show so much of a deviation. It is actually trying to give a correct prediction of what has actually happened in the region, because people are already showing sentiment and concerns of the candidates that was presented. So people are now looking for a new face to represent the NPP. So if your general prime is here, we are around 32%. They are a survey, we are having a 13% increment. That should tell you that with the perception that is done then, it's affecting the survey now. Yeah, you know, you're called the next region now.
Okay, and so I don't need quick yanko Ashanti region I had here. That's what I'm fire call Ashanti region quick one I said the Ashanti region there no say 8 year you be Ashanti you have be leaders no more region mu free mu you be you ra can akopra ko Agyapong the region central region you ba ko Dr. Blachampon eastern region you akwa Dr. Yoduchum Ashanti region ni akwa hwe Dr. Baumia so no so na region wono so efri mu na ya hwe obi a region free mu no say na na region si appreciate nipa no with survey na aba no ye be akwohwe eno so papa ntino ye be kwa Ashanti region ya hwe kwa Ashanti region is the Dr. Yoduchum the region and eno so na ye NPP World Bank and whatever Ashanti region for Bekano
it's going to predict what we are saying now. Say I'm passing nipa or from no epic change in the face of the party now. Then As we survey Biana, that should be represented or should be seen in the survey now.
Okay.
Why you know?
Eti yabaka kwa sa Ashanti region afi no ne aba central region ne efiwa yabako mpanyimfo na omudin ye survey ne yabako obi a region ne akwakohwe de ne region a ofiri mu no ka se region no be pull support na de amano announce
and Bruno East in Crampona when is happening. You look at this. Oh, say Kintampomo, sir, around those areas in as part of Bruno East region, where it is a little bit infiltrated by the people of the north. No, and with one of Japan getting that numbers, you know, it is even not so much everything like that. Should tell you that he's actually appreciating because previously you can compare the 5 northern regions winner. You realize I'm not Japan picky as steep as said yet no picky in the other regions, you know. This is the Ashanti region breakdown you say. Now Ashanti region is giving us 53.5%. For 0.5%. What you say?
For Kennedy and then Dr. Baumia 29.7%.
Yes, one says overall Sabi now percentage in our Kenya point is 51%. Ntino the main place a party now but party ni full markers one 53% point something. What you say? In the Sabi the party now one yankasa why you a lot of police station or Ghana hano. Ashanti region. Now we honor Sabi each they say oh I think also over to screen.
That's what I'm Ashanti is not to back my boy now.
Survey they say you're 53.5%. So the sentiment I may register and I say a form no nipa nyina pese esesa the face of the party no. See pese esesa face of the party now. Then the main the original if friend is saying but be a party no sample kese be free aba no. Ashanti region if it genuinely say party pese esesa face pan say o pese will conduct a survey to represent a fair idea of what the people of the NPP want to do, then it should be coming from the Ashanti region. And you compare these numbers, because you compare your primaries now, that time, Agyapong did not even get up to 35% in Ashanti region.
Yes.
That, and they're quite too abundant in a year, in the main primaries, Agyapong, 37%, almost 38%. What you say? And this primaries near Agyapong, 32% of Ashanti region, then Nesse. And then when you're 53.5% in the Serbia, that should just project to you that in an open or in a very large sample size, which is going to be the primaries, Honorable Agyapong is meant to have more than 50% votes even in the general elections. Okay. So analysis na me, you're quite your main primaries, Ashanti region, you're less than 35%. And yet, two abandoned in a region, Honorable Agyapong 37%. What you say? That should tell you that Ashanti regions have so much influence on who becomes the next flag bearer of the party. And this general survey, the results in a 51%. But see what is happening in Ashanti region. Ashanti region alone is given 53.5%. That should tell you that the sentiment that you're registering your new presidential candidate to represent the NPP, it is strongly registered in Ashanti region. Strongly registered there. This is what to inform the other place you're getting Bruno East, our performance in the previous primaries, it wasn't that good. But we are seeing so much of appreciation in the numbers we are getting there. And we should put so much of our strength in these areas going forward. And I know that even today, let an NDC person go to the Ashanti region and bring out a post to tell you. You realize that is what is being registered in these areas. You have NPP strongholds in Bono is part of them. Yes. The Bono East is part of them. But in your numbers,
Eastern,
Ashanti, Eastern,
yeah,
part of them. Now Greater Accra, Abe now Central region mostly determine who becomes the president based on the numbers that happen. So you have 5-6 regions here. Now, who performance of your candidate? That should really tell you that where you will stand in the general primaries. It is here who Bono, Yahu Ashanti. Now, in about 3 regions I have found. Honorable Agyapong is leading in 2. The only decline that's about 45%, which is a good percentage. And to us,
and to where Doctor Yoduchum region, my Ashanti region, I want to hear my uncle Eastern region.
Ashanti region
9.5.
Yes, almost 10% in the Ashanti region.
And I say on the region, or the compare Bono is there now.
That should tell you the survey. The survey is actually depicting and having some reference from the main sample. No, say nipa na ye ni fra Ashanti region. At least what do you do in the region? And then the kind of personality Dr. Dichumuwo so brain who say or yes somebody that is seen as pneumonia for ni adeno. What do you do? Dr. Dichum said you when you know who somebody and kind the party. It is a ampa say the personality not in the region. The region should be able to show you something, and the region is telling you that we are giving him 10% compared to other regions. I think that the highest percent to be should come from the Ashanti region. It is a position there. Then the survey, you know, we can endorse the survey. What's your say?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Yanko Eastern region. If one my best uncle, Dr. Baumia region, after never be or Central region. So quick one. Yeah, Eastern region. Dear no. Dr. Brian Champon, Eastern region, and free. Beef graph at the Eastern Governor. Yes. Our Eastern region. The percentage on your one region, 13.7%.
Almost 14%.
Yes, almost 14%. So they compare Bono Diana Unya 1.9%. Or the Bono East Unya 1.9%. Bono Unya 9.1.9. Okay,
yeah,
the same figure. No, and Ashanti regions no. Utimi Emma ni Musika Kra. Ashanti region 5.1.
5.1. Because that is there's a linkage between the Ashantis and the Enons or the businesses.
Yes.
So what you
and I think that the part crown
if that side, you know, what you see. Until someone American earlier and says, you be seeing the survey way, no, you beat me the Juma Kakra, you beat me the music Kakra. One who said Brian Champon of the Eastern region, just like Dr. Edichum, though he will not win them, but his presence might be felt in the survey. Say, and Panipo, you know, Ofiha, and the people will generally go in for you. And you know, compare these numbers that we are feeling, even in the general election, say, you know, compared to the numbers that is what is translating to us because some you say a friend say pete obi adu nama ukrom pete du nama ebi beka and obi anu wode ne saben kubeche ne kurase kwan what you see is that should tell you that sa election say koye you know yeah so much endorsement from the 5 northern regions for our first northern presidential candidate, you know, he should inform the party that his people are not in his endorsement. This is what it is depicting in this area. Say, some you, they are not even winning, but they are making strong impact in these areas. Your questions are placed like Eastern Region. When we did our previous primaries, you know, Onam Kenyapa had a good number there, close to about 40% there. And now he's saying it's about 60.8%. And what is happening in the Eastern Region is that is where the former president hails from. And there's now relationship with Dr. Baumia and Nana Akufo-Addo. It's the same thing. What you see, it is rumored and it is clear. Say from the summer, Dr. Baumia, thank you talk. There's a great relationship between the people in the Eastern region would register their displeasure against that candidature. His candidature. That is why you are even seeing, even in the Eastern region, the numbers are so high for Agyapong. Because Sabio and some course, you know, Sabio at the prior course who are buying Mubiano, you perceive a tribute to Sabio, Nipano image, you know, at the money be at the young fashion driver. Then his people will not agree to that. So, some figures way, let's put it down. Say, Omoye, another Sabia, fine. Omo, you realize that when we go for our presidential primaries, you will see one of the places where Japan is going to get numbers. It's in the Eastern region because the people there will register their displeasure against the former vice president. Okay.
Okay.
We can pick the Greater Accra and we go to the up north. Okay. So
Dr. Baumia.
NPP You can give us any of the regions in the north, but 5 of them.
Northern region. Yeah, I said almost here. Canada compare Agyapong.
We are never voter because that's why we are on Agyapong won so much there.
45.5% because he's not from north.
Yeah. But you see what is
among
happening.
Among contesting in no. Geofin Northern Region, no, 50.8%.
50.8%.
Until the region of Fimono.
Oh, we are Northern Pool.
Okay, Northern Region. Northern Region, no. 50.8. So far, say, okay. A Tiffy man coming in
northern, that the northern part alone.
Yes, northern part alone.
Northeast and northeast and upper west. No.
Etifia said it here.
And there was Savannah. So it's not much where they say, the figure here 45.5%. When you compare Bono East, then Bono East is also in the range of 45%. What was that telling you? Now, my catcher said there's so much of infiltration between the Bono East and the Northern people.
Yes.
And you know, and we are Sabian, necessarily near correct ampa. Then we should see, say, I'm passing a lot of Northerners inhabiting in the northeast now. That survey should be able to predict and give you to mimic what is actually going to happen in the in the northern region, and that is the clear picture we are having here. Say, war in the northeast now, Bono East news. Most part will be or two more for this side. They are all in the Bono East. And now could do if you teach me a cost row by all part of our northeast. Maybe that's one of the biggest Zongo communities in Ghana here. When I'm from that is why anytime we do election in my constituency, NDC is winning because most of the people that are voting there are coming from the strongholds of the NDC and inhabiting in the Brongavo, Bono East region. And you know, this survey, I am beginning to love where the numbers are going based on what we are seeing there because it's actually showing a clear picture of what we are seeing in the former primaries, and compared to the figures they have, it's a good thing. So we can look at another northern friend is saying.
Okay, it is region. 5 northern regions, no. Yeah. You show back on. First one, Dr. Baumia lead. Okay, so Yanko northeast and so
one Brian educum numbers.
Yes, because all the count. Yes, I know about region. I say. Original and original Boshiano. So when to me, prove just any other regions.
No. Because
Bono is Diana. To say regions near Bono, Macassa, Macano.
Oh, yeah. It was a Bono number on a point 9 or Bonancas around 52%.
52%.
Wow.
Yes.
And you know, Bono Easter a Sobetica crack.
Yes.
Or the coordinator. He will be getting the numbers that is close to 50%. And all his numbers should be close to 50%. Okay. Because one, the general perception is nipa no pay and society or party anymore. And the society there, but we be no impact or at least more than close to half of the people should be able to register their endorsement for you. And that is what the figures we are seeing over here. All what we have seen so far, on the point is either hitting a 50% plus or close to 50% percentage.
Okay. It's not east near
Northeast Savannah, those areas.
I have your said also here. Northeast no. Iraq and 44.5%.
Yeah.
Dr. Baumia 51.6%. Dr. Berchampo 1.7%. Dr. Wadichum 1.8%. Others in 0.4%.
Yeah, by year primaries, in these areas, Dr. Baumia was almost getting close to 80%. The general primaries, So, as somebody can say, I am passing party the percentage. Yes, if it is so, then you have figures near Ebano, even in their strongholds. You are seeing that I'm giving to you, say, I'm before you be the culture say, I'm passing party in percentage. Then, baby, the new candidate, and I said, the strongest opposition to the former presidential candidate, as well pull up numbers to represent in some way can say Ayampa. Nipa na 100% there, assistant Nipa Ankasa. What you say? Northeast Indian of Bungo in all those areas. That is one place that NPP so winning Abapa can see or but what is our way? To primaries near you realize that is so much appreciating in the northern regions, and it is a good sign for him in this region. We can look at another region in the north.
Okay, you ever heard Upper West?
Upper West. I think that is where Dr. Baumia and our
Gabna Mukos Kakrapa. So Upper West. Okay.
Yes.
Can 36.2%.
What you say?
Dr. Baumia 61.5%. Dr. Berchampong 0.0%. Dr. Odichu 2.1%.
The others.
Others 0.2%.
And one who said this numbers is actually mimicking your former primaries. Your primary general percentage in 37%. Your primaries, I'm not going to put 37%. Dr. Baumia 61 point something. It is telling you that when you go to his own place, that is what is representing there. A home prono. I'm going to put this previous when almost 17%. It was double the numbers, plus some few percentages. And some parts of American. Yeah, general primaries.
The last one I'm here.
Primaries NPP
2024.
2024.
Okay.
Primaries Dr. Baumia general 61%. And Dr. on Japan, 37%. And it's almost the same numbers we are seeing here.
Okay.
That should tell you, it's a subway, you know. Sabio said that now you walk. I'm for what Timopo. I said you're talking about my Dr. Bamia in 2024. No? So I call one because fear. He should be able to tell you that is where he's coming from. But I want to feel no. Yanko compare the numbers are on up in your point period primaries, you know. And he said this survey, you bet me the ancestors people there. Then it should give us something to talk about. Say Sabio, Nipana will feel hano. The Chrome for saying still. Definitely, she should be getting some good numbers from the Cromford. But Obia or Waban should go and look at number honorable Dr. Bamiano, Upper West in the period primaries. You know, both said whatever from so much or close about 20% of numbers. No, no, that is telling the people down there and they say, Nipane wo party titri do draw na epesai. Impolo no close to 40%. We in patent now. A move 4 episode. On up Japan, ability party no. So it's a good reflection of whatever campaign the Onop Japan team and the communication team and everybody is doing in the party. So we can check another one because in your own place, you know, you do some number way. The number way is 61.5% at home.
Yes.
It's for 61.5%. We know. You have to compare central region and central and no, Takra the areas here. Western and the Western North. Yes, okay. These three regions, you know, I feel you compare because on up in the Pokona and what they say, do you compare the northern region numbers, you know? Okay. Now better to why you see say this survey, you know, say I need between the two ampa. Okay.
It's Yabako upper we are power, Yabako upper east. Yeah, I said upper east. Upper east. You're Kennedy or in Japan in your 49.4%.
As a man, I'm for upper east. Yes. Me say why NPP stronghold. Obi oni full Ghana election be say be a 2 more. I honorable Kufiada na Brongo area no. That is where I had my first degree na Brongo UDS na Brongo campus here. Enti no say I'm passing
any interviews of a me say we share video na ya nhwe ye ntie nsem na amfa nkwan kwesi ane aharom na brebe me yakwan me ahwe e video no e de asi ye din kan etie nsem ahodo bebre na me so be ka me ho abra me san so di video bi m e ba be som our channel yeso no se wonya subscribe from my YouTube channel ya na wa subscribe e de my channel ne din e kwa me gent TV e wo YouTube so as e san so na TikTok we bet me afule e ho no me so me din e de kwa me gent